Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to do my Pacific Rim review. Um, this is what the average consumer thinks. Forget. Sorry, the graphics go there. Okay. This is what the average consumer thinks of Pacific Rim.
We needed a new weapon. The Jaeger program was born. Two pilots. Our minds, our memories. Connected. And man and machine become one.
Okay, first, let me start off by saying I liked this movie. I'm going to give it a recommend. To describe why I like this movie, basically, it's weird because in this era of sequels, remakes, reboots, adaptations, comic book movies, this movie steals or borrows, however you want to look at it, a lot from a lot of movies. It feels like a summer movie salad. And let me describe the premise to you. Essentially, a bunch of aliens come out of the ocean. A lot of Godzilla-looking aliens come out of the ocean and attack the Earth. And so mankind, or man, however you want to look at it, started building robots to fight off these aliens. And in order to control these robots from like the inside, man kind of operates them in a very familiar-like way. And because the robots are too much for just one person, you gotta have two pilots. And they gotta mind meld in order to be in sync to control these robots. And, at one point you got the hotshot pilot that is too much of a rebel for his commander. That's the premise. And another thing I like about it is, even if you like sequels, this movie feels like its own sequel. Like the first 5 minutes that describe the premise, which I just described to you, feel like they're recapping a movie that was never made. I mean, that I would like to see. I could see there being all types of fan fiction of the origin story of this world. And this is its own movie. This is the first movie, and it is just ripe for prequels, it is ripe for sequels, and it sets up its own universe, even though they're borrowing from a lot of different movies. And even though it's a Frankenstein monster of summer movies, I still would want to see more. I feel like this is a world I would want to come back to. And, it's a standard, monsters and robots fighting and crashing on the buildings, and they don't do as much damage as, let's say, the symbol of hope's Superman. You got these robots and aliens that just, are just too big to control for one person, and yet they do less damage than the symbol of hope. So, I didn't like Superman, so that's obvious. But I did like Pacific Rim, and I'm giving it a recommend. And that's what the average consumer thinks of Pacific Rim.